Like the majority of trade unionists gathered here this week, you can't ask its members to vote to stay in the EU and failed. The disconnect our organisation, and no doubt others here today, has with their members should rightly spread disquiet amongst those of us who consider themselves socialists and working class. The British people voted in their millions to leave the EU, a decision against their own interests. We all know that the communities that left feeling behind by the prosperity of the age we live in, and we also equally know those communities were not failed by the EU, they were failed by British governments, both Tory and Labour. There are those among us who will rally against the failures of so-called neoliberalism and say that Brexit is a good thing, that it would allow us to focus on those blighted communities, but they would be as wrong as the people who voted leave. The age of the nation state is plainly coming to a close. This is the beginning of the end of arbitrary lines drawn on a map by public schoolboys over the last 2 centuries. We can now travel the world and communicate with complete freedom. This is not going to change. Communities have found they have more in common with people in other countries rather than their own. Londoners feel they have more in common with Barcelona and New York than they do with the folk of Middlesbrough. And the left-behind communities in the UK share the same fears as those in France who support Marine Le Pen. At UCAD we say, yes, we have to help the communities left behind in the UK, but equally this does not mean shutting ourselves off from a Europe that shares the same objectives as ourselves. The EU is a force for good for construction workers in the UK, guaranteeing a plethora of rights from paid holidays to the control of asbestos, amongst other things. Brexit symbolised lies, fears and resentments. This movement needs to counter with truth, hope and prosperity for all, hopefully with our brothers and sisters in Europe. We're all European. That would definitely never change, and I support this composite.